This is it. This is the OnePlus 8, the latest phone from OnePlus, starting at just $699 and supporting 5G. Well, sub-6 5G. I want to give a special thank you to Mint Mobile for sending this out for me to unbox and review for you guys. If you haven't heard of Mint Mobile, they're a prepaid carrier offering plans starting at just $15 a month. I actually use Mint as my personal provider, and what's crazy is I discovered their network works perfectly with T-Mobile 5G on the OnePlus 8. So thanks again to Mint Mobile for helping me bring you some OnePlus 8 content. It looks like they did send over a pre-order because we did get the Bullets Z wireless headphones included for free. Normally, these are $50 extra. But the main star of the show is the OnePlus 8 itself. And you'll notice it does come in this very large or long package, I should say. Opening it up, we will find, looks like we got some paperwork as to be expected. Let's take a look at this first, and then it looks like we'll just get right into the phone. So included with the paperwork package, we had an invitation letter, quick start guide, safety information, and some info on the highest SAR value. I believe this relates to the cell phone radiation, and I think this is just to say it complies with all the regulations and guidelines. Let's take a quick look at the invitation letter here. Flipping it over on the back, we have our SIM eject tool, and then opening this up, it looks like it fell off. I took a look at this a little bit earlier, but it is a nice little note from Pete. Basically, he's inviting you to join the OnePlus community via the community app on the OnePlus 8 phone itself. I'll leave this typed up in the video description if you want to take a closer look at it. Next, we have our quick start guide. This gives you a really nice overview of the phone itself. You can see the underneath the screen fingerprint reader and some additional information. And on the back, whoa, we have tons of, so that's your quick start guide. We also have some safety information here, which similarly includes some very legible fonts and good information. And that's basically it in terms of the legislation included with this device. Next, let's go to the Warp charger. The OnePlus 8 includes OnePlus's Warp 30T charging, where you get a 30-watt charging brick included in the box. This supports powering up your OnePlus 8 device from 0% to 70% in just 30 minutes. This is honestly one of my favorite features of OnePlus phones. Now, I can't say how well Warp charging impacts battery life and battery degradation over the long term, but in the short term, going from 0% to 70% in just 30 minutes, it's freaking phenomenal. I love it. This is the OnePlus 8 device itself. We have a little icon for the underneath the display fingerprint reader on it, and taking the plastic off. This is it. So here we go. You can see it comes in this really nice blue color, and I don't know why they put the sticker on it. Maybe they have to, but I'll take that off so you can bask in its colorful glory. Before we get to the OnePlus 8, let me power it on and set it down over here, and we'll take a look at what else comes in the box. And it looks like we just get this USB to USB Type-C charging cable, and that is it. Previously, with OnePlus phones, you've actually gotten a silicone case included in the box, but it looks like that is no more with the OnePlus 8. And I just discovered included with the paperwork are some nice OnePlus stickers, so you can rock the branding. Let's do a quick recap and then take a closer look at the phone. To recap, you get your safety information, quick start guide, OnePlus 8 stickers and branding promos, your USB to USB Type-C charging cable, your Warp Charge 30T power brick, which will charge your OnePlus 8 from 0% to 70% in about 30 minutes. And unfortunately, you just get the box. You don't get any headphones included, and you don't get a silicone case included. What is nice is you do get that screen protector pre-installed though. And if you pre-ordered, you will also get the OnePlus Bullets Z wireless headphones included with your order. So that is kind of a nice perk, but still a little disappointing. You don't get headphones included directly with the OnePlus 8 itself. Now let's take a closer look at the OnePlus 8. At $699, this might just be the most affordable 5G phone on the market right now until TCL comes out with their budget 5G phones. Until then, the OnePlus 8 is powered by the Snapdragon 865, which has the X55 5G chip in it. This chip has the sub-6 5G bands in it to work with T-Mobile's 5G network. Taking a look at the buttons and ports on the phone, first up on the bottom of the device, we have our dual SIM card slot. the OnePlus 8 is a dual SIM phone, so if you pop the SIM tray out, you can see you can fit one SIM card on one side and another on the other side. You have your USB Type-C charging port along with our microphone and speaker port. On the right-handed device, we have our power button and our mute slider switch. I honestly love the mute slider switch. It's got a wonderful tactile feel to it, a great texture on it, and it's very satisfying to use. I wish more phones did this. On the back of the phone, you have your triple camera setup, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And on the left side, we have our volume rocker. And on the top of the phone, you just have a little microphone port, which I believe is used for noise cancellation. And I guess the last thing we should mention is the OnePlus 8 does have a tiny hole punch camera. If we jump into something white, there you go. You can see it in the top left. On the back, OnePlus has opted for a beautiful new color here. It has sort of a teal finish, and you can see it shifts with the lighting and has a kind of a nice gradient to it. It has a matte finish glass back. You have the OnePlus branding on the back as well as the OnePlus logo. On the front of the phone, you'll see a beautiful 6.55-inch AMOLED Full HD display with a resolution of 2400 by 1080 and a pixel density of 402 ppi. This honestly looks incredible, and OnePlus achieved a JNCD rating of just 0.4. That means this display is incredibly color accurate, and I can tell you it looks great. OnePlus 8 also supports HDR10 and HDR10+, so it'll be perfect for watching your favorite shows on your phone. Now, while the screen didn't get the same 120Hz refresh rate that the 8 Pro got, it still has a 90Hz display, and I can tell you it feels super smooth, super snappy, and very responsive. The one thing people have been complaining about is there is a curve on the display, which can cause accidental touches and inputs, such as when you're typing or trying to navigate around the phone. The other big changes with the OnePlus 8 are with the cameras. On the back, OnePlus went with a triple camera setup here. You have a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle camera lens, a 48 megapixel wide angle lens, and a 2 megapixel macro lens. OnePlus, what? What were you thinking? Either way, this is still a pretty good camera setup. 48 megapixels on the main wide angle lens is plenty of detail to crop in on your desired subject, and the macro lens, while it's kind of pitiful at only 2 megapixels, can still potentially give you some neat creative shots, but otherwise you probably won't be using it that much. Still, hopefully the cameras are an improvement, and you can see some sample photos here that I went out and took. I'll let some other tech channels do more in-depth comparisons, but for now, it's gonna take good photos, and if you're a OnePlus fan, I think you'll be happy with it. The OnePlus 8 contains LTE bands to work on the AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and US cellular networks. You'll notice the Verizon section is blank here, and that's because while the OnePlus 8 does support Verizon's LTE bands, it is a CDMA-less device, so you may have more troubles activating it on the Verizon network. If you're a Verizon customer, you'll actually want to purchase the Verizon exclusive OnePlus 8 for $799. This will not only work on Verizon's LTE network, but it will contain bands to work on Verizon's millimeter wave 5G network. The regular OnePlus 8 also includes 5G bands, band N41 and N71, to work on T-Mobile's Sub-6 5G network. I tested this out on Mint Mobile, which uses T-Mobile for coverage, and I got fast speeds and good performance. While Sub-6 5G is only about 20% faster than LTE, it still does have lower congestion and tries to offer a better, more consistent experience. So that's what's included with the OnePlus 8. Thank you to Mint Mobile again for sending this out for me to unbox for you guys. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more videos like this one.